The move is in T-minus 2 days. I'm tired. I don't feel good. I've unearthed a lot of dust in my apartment. It's probably part of it. And it's come time that I need to start packing the plants. The first thing that I'm gonna do is just water everything down. So everything that needs to be watered, I'm just gonna give it a good soak now so that they're good to go, that I don't have to worry about it, and that will help when I am transporting the plants, kind of keep the soil down, keep them a little heavy, a little weighty, so although we have to carry them, it won't be as much of a risk of things flying over, knocking over, that kind of thing. So that is the first plant, and I'm doing that about a day ahead of when I'm actually going to put them in boxes so they don't go into the boxes wet, essentially, so giving them time to drain. So let's do that. I'm still in the process of watering everything, but while I'm doing that, I'm also going to be inspecting the plants for pests. Now, I really don't want to bring pests into the new apartment, and the worst part about moving is that you cram all of your plants together, so if there are pests, they are spreading all around the plants. It's happened to me before when I moved plants up here from Florida in the car and they were all jammed together. So I want to try to avoid that. I think it's inevitable that it will happen, but what I'm going to do is essentially wipe down all of my plants with this dust cloth. That will first of all reduce the dust that's going into the new place, so yay. And I haven't dusted the leaves in quite some time, so that will allow the plants to have better chance of photosynthesizing, remove that dirt and grit. And I'm also going to use a little solution of neem oil and soap and water, just a bit on this cloth, and wipe those down, just kind of preventative in case there are pests. And I'm going to pull aside any plants that I notice that might have some sort of issue. So I actually did pull one aside that I thought had some pests. It was looking a little limp, sprayed that down with neem oil, so I'm going to do that, just fully spray plants down that might have pests, and then everything else I'm just going to do a little wipey for dusting. A little wipey for dusting? That's not what I meant to say. God, I'm delirious. A little wiping slash dusting. So this is my bromeliad, for example. You can see the dust. So I'm just wiping it off, clearing the surfaces. These are kind of spiky. This is disgusting. Don't at me. Big plants like this, or any plants with really wide, big leaves, tend to collect a lot of dust and dirt. So this is literally just from the bromeliad leaves. So now is as good of a time as any to wipe them down. This is the current state of my room. Ignore the crap on the floor. That's Edward's pile. So this is the plants. So I've taken all the photos down off the walls. I have still the plants in the plant stands. That's basically going to be the first thing I move, but the last thing I pack, if that makes sense. Like, the dresser's empty, but I can't move this dresser until this stuff's off, obviously. And then I do need to take them off the hooks, take the macrame down, unscrew the hooks, all of that stuff. Take this stuff off the wall. I also removed all the photos on this wall, so this is like sad and empty. And my game plan is to kind of put boxes on this and then stack them in the boxes, and do like smaller boxes to stack things in there, and just kind of keep them in these areas for now, because I don't really have floor space to put things. Maybe take this down and put things on the floor there. I don't know yet, but that is the game plan. Okay, don't mind Edward's shoes drying. Not much traffic. So I have some plants out on the balcony. I've already organized them a little bit. I think I need to readjust what I put in these, but I wanted to show you guys. So I basically have these crates these plastic crates. You can see an open hole there. So these are the crates that you can usually get when you buy a lot of plants from the store. They usually have a ton of these. This is what ships or the plants ship in with. So I have a couple of these in my storage closet. There's 2 here. I have a couple more, probably like 4 or 5 in total, not that many, but I can definitely use this to secure some of these plants in a box or in the car when I'm moving. So this really helps with transportation. They're not super easy to carry, but a lot of plants just fit securely in this, and this will keep them from tilting over. So that is my plan. If you are moving, you can go to your local store, Home Depot, Lowe's, a local plant store, what have you, and just ask for these. They'll just give them away. They just throw them away. Keep them if you are at the store and you buy a lot of plants and you need to transport them. These are really good to keep. So they're very useful to have in your storage if you have room. So if you ever move plants or do anything like that, you can just plop your plants in. Usually holds about 6. So that's my plan. I just secured them out here to keep organized, but I'll probably, I don't know, put more precarious plants in here that I'm worried about falling. I don't really care about these pepper plants. So that's my plan. Just wanted to show that to y'all while I'm out here watering. Okay, so I've watered everything. I did not spray everything down. I did not clean everything. It just got overwhelming. A lot is going on today. So that's fine, whatever, YOLO. I did dust all of the big plants though, so those leaves are clean. That's a check for me. What I'm gonna do now is, well, essentially my game plan for moving is I do have a couple days to move. And so I'm going to move the plants first. We're getting movers for a lot of our other stuff, but I don't trust anyone besides myself with the plants, so I'm going to be moving the plants ahead of time. So my game plan though is to first move all of the plant stands. You can see some there, there's one there, I've got that one, I've got some in the other room. So I need to clear those off first, kind of have those be out of the way, ready to go to move those. Those are gonna be going first, as well as some plants, so there's somewhere to put the plants when we get there, because I just don't know if there's enough floor space to just pile them all on the floor. And when they're on the shelves, it's gonna make it a lot easier for the other furniture to be moved in. So that's the game plan. So I think what I'm gonna do is just get some of my boxes and just start putting plants in. And I need to take down the hooks and the macrame stuff. That's actually a priority. There's not enough counter space for all of that, but I think that's what needs to be done. That's my plan. That's what we're gonna do. Let's do it. This is our hallway. Yeah. So these are some of the small boxes I've been saving for putting plants. So I'm gonna grab these for the small plants and start with that. Okay, so some thoughts while I was slowly starting to put things into the boxes is for plants that are vining like this, I basically want to secure these so that these don't get ripped and torn. So I'm basically going to just wrap up the vining part so it fits kind of within the pot, get it in there nicely so that it's more compact and looks like this instead of all vining and trailing. So that can go into the box. I might remove some plants from their pots. I have a lot of cover pots that are breakable essentially. Oh my god, this is broken. So yeah, this one is going to break for sure when we move. I've got a break in the terracotta, which is annoying, but I can try to Gorilla Glue it, but I'm probably gonna just leave this aside for a bit. I want to pack the boxes as tightly as possible, keep it from shifting essentially when we're in the car. Securing long vines. So this is a string of turtles that I just wrapped in here. I'll loosen it again for you all, gently, but it's a lot more secure if we can put it directly all into the pot. Same for these pearls. I just started to take down some of the window plants. So next I need to take down these macrame cords. So these are just hooked in here. Just slip these off. So short. Okay. Come on. Okay. So macrame is down. I'm probably gonna just put them in here for safekeeping. I've got a lot of charms on the macrame too, so that's all in there. Now I want to take these hooks down. Lefty loosey. Okay, little hole there. Might fill it, might not. My apartment came with a ton of holes in it already, so I've got my hooks. I'll rinse these off so I can add hooks to the next place. These are really nice if you're allowed to screw into your wall. It's also easy to cover up these holes. You just add a little bit of wall putty, but these screw right in, allow you to hook lots of plants in your windows. Here is how the windowsill looks now. So I have 5 boxes on the windowsill. Here are all the plants crammed in. This box. They're all pretty secure, some small gaps, but it's hard to get all of the plants side by side. Might have to put a small little thing there, but otherwise they should be pretty secure. And that's the 5 box. So I've been using shoe boxes, small little packing boxes that we've had for a little bit, little trays for, this was like a tray for seltzer water or something, so very useful. And I'll be able to just carry those and hopefully put them securely in the trunk of the car, side by side like this. Now I need to tackle the living room plants a little bit. So I'm gonna grab the small plants. I've got some in here, for example, because I think I can still fit these into my boxes. I don't know about all of these, but let's start with the small ones. Day 2 of packing up the plants. I actually made a really good progress last night. I want to show you guys. So I moved the humidifier in here for now. It was filled with water, so I'm just running it so that it can run out. It'll be empty when I move. And so this is the tray that I was talking about. I have these plastic trays that have holes. So I have some that have smaller holes. This one fits 8 plants maybe, and these fit about 6-inch pots, so a little smaller. I cram them in. Mind the plastic bag, that's my mother of thousands under there, which loses things super easily, so I just want to catch the little babies that will drop. But that is this little tray which we can carry or put in a box. Then I have this blue crate with handles that's filled with some different plants. Probably gonna fit more in here, but this is just what I put in, so I will be good to go with that. So it's pretty heavy. It should be okay. About 6-7 plants in there. These plants are still loose. I still need to pack them. And as you can see, I actually took down the plant shelf that was there. This one is still here for now. But these I will need to, is that a new leaf? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, that is so exciting. I hope it will survive the move because this leaf looks like crap. Okay, but that's a good sign that this plant is growing well. Anyway, hospital leaf figs, still not packed. This one lost a leaf yesterday, so it's still not packed. This I will take down shortly. This is my pile of mother of thousand stuff that has fallen. It's ridiculous. And then again, the window that I did yesterday, which is all lined up. So that's what I did in the room. And then I have a couple plants on this side still that I need to take down, but not that bad. So that's this. In the living room, I basically took some of these plants and put them in boxes. The windowsill is relatively packed up, not that many on the coffee table. This is what I did yesterday. So I took down these plant shelves. The anchors are still in the walls right now. And then these plants in the corner, I've consolidated the birds of paradise, which I think should go into one pot in the new place. What do you guys think? And then I put these plants here. Again, this is another tray. This one fits slightly bigger pots. Maybe that one only fits 4-inch and these fit 6-inch. So I've got 6 of those plants secured in here in this plastic tray. These are super useful, so I don't have to worry about them falling over in the car too much. And I think I'm out of plastic trays at this point, unfortunately. So the rest will just have to go into boxes or be carried. This one is going to be a bit of a nightmare to pack. We'll see. And yeah, that's kind of the living room situation right now. Can we just take a minute to appreciate how good this pothos looks trailing? It hits the floor. I just unhooked it from the wall, but it's so pretty. I love it. It's gonna look so cute in the new apartment. Next up are propagations. So I have this kind of container styrofoam thing here. I don't know what it's from, just something that was saved from the recycling. And I have some propagations bottles in here because this doesn't really shake as much, as well as some plants that have rounded bottoms, so they don't have flat bottoms, so they're kind of snug in there and they wouldn't be in a box. I also have some propagations in here and these little crevices that are pretty snug. I'm shaking the box, nothing's really tipping over. So I just didn't want to wrap these up. Laziness, really. So I also have a little mason jar that is in here too with some propagations. So I'm going to keep those in jars. And then this is my other plan with propagations, which is to put them in Ziploc bags. Here it's hard to tell, but I have a ton of mother of thousand propagations, so I just have them in a little plastic baggie. They should be good to go for the next few days. I actually don't even keep these in water ever, so these could rot. So they're probably a little better if it was dry. And then I also have this string of dolphins propagation. If you can see that, I want to wrap this up in some paper towel, slightly damp, and put this in a Ziploc baggie so that I can pack the little jar. So I have these out of the jar. I can see that there are a little bit of roots forming, not many, but that little guy. So I'm going to gently wrap these in a damp paper towel, wrung out so it is just barely damp for a succulent. You don't want it to be too damp or it will rot a little bit. I'm just going to fold this in there and then put it in my Ziploc bag. So that's essentially everything I'm propagating right now. A couple in baggies, some staying in jars. A couple months back, or I guess it's been weeks, not months, I potted up a lot of my propagations, so I didn't have to deal with moving them. So that's about it for propagations. I tossed my air plants in there too, because why not? Keep small things together. And I'm just plopping this into my blue crate. It's pretty sturdy, it'll be secure inside there. I just started packing this larger box here with some taller plants. So I actually have some pots in here that are a little bigger, a little heavier. My little terrarium, my bird cage, another pot, and then I have the monstera in here, the fern, and the Atreidescantia, and I have a couple more nooks, and I might be able to put a plant in there too. So I'm just gonna fill this up with plants. With my pothos, because it's so long, I'm going to put it into this basket, which I usually have the monstera in, but I'm thinking that I can loop these leaves into the basket to protect them since it's so long and trailing, to at least contain them in this space. So that's my plan. It might be too big to even do this, so let me try with both my hands. This is kind of fun. I don't know why I haven't put this in here before, but this is my basket of pothos now. This is probably the best that I could get it in here. It's still gonna have to be kind of a delicate carry and a lot to untangle, but it's definitely easier to carry than that long vine. This Tradescantia is also going to pose a challenge. It's very long, it's vining, it's delicate. I'm either gonna put it in a bag and just wrap it up to kind of protect it, or just throw this in a box and hope it fares well, because whatever, I just can't deal right now. My game plan is to use this garbage bag and gently wrap the leaves inside of it just to contain all of the leaves in one place. That way it will kind of reduce the snagging potential, is that the right word, in the box and it getting trapped in other places. So it's hard to film this, but kind of like so, gently wrapping the plant leaves in it. Plant will be like this for maybe a day or two, that's okay. Plants survive in boxes. This box is a little precarious, but I'm glad we actually have some floor space because someone just came and picked up our old couch. So this is the living room, or what the living room used to be. So still have that futon, but this is the box. I don't know if it's gonna be a problem. It just kind of started filling it with stuff. But I have some pots, plant stands, and some plants loose in here. So I am a little worried everything will topple over. It's not very snug or secure, but I can't be bothered to care. And look, it's our little window that we used to never see because the couch was in front of it. Very dirty, but I have to pack those plants up. And still have to do this. I took this plant out of the box because I just ended up filling it with junk instead. So maybe I'll just carry that individually. This is the wall. This is Edward. This is the side of the apartment. Ah! There's still a lot to be done, and the next step is actually moving the plants. So subscribe and tune in next week to when I load up all of these plants into the moving van and actually get them to the new apartment. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!